Make it. Yo. How you doing?
Pretty good. Sunny. September. Feels like we're kind of in fall now, or in the transition towards fall.
Well, with the heat wave slash drought, I guess, the fall has felt like it's been here for a while because the leaves have been changing. Our our backyard is filled with acorns. Our back corn is filled with yards.
Do you want to tell everyone what you've been doing with the acorns?
Well, I collect them.
Mm-hmm.
I'll get like 20 or 30 at a time. And we have a little, I guess it's a birdhouse.
Mm-hmm.
Birds have been in it.
Mm-hmm.
No one lives there.
Not anymore.
No.
I believe birds will not recycle another bird's nest. So it's kind of a one and done, and then you clean it out.
Well, we should take out the stuff that's in there.
We should, yeah.
So there's no bird living in there, but there's a little mouth hole for the birds to go in. It's his face of a man, like with a big beard.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm trying to throw from about, 25 feet, try to throw acorn into his mouth.
Mm-hmm.
And
you've done it. Yeah, you got it. I have not even hit the tree that the birdhouse is on playing this game, but my aim is very poor, I admit.
I can generally hit the face almost every time, but it's just such an accurate spot to get it in. I've hit it multiple times and it like went around and
like a basketball that twirls around the hoop.
Yeah, and then goes out.
Yeah. Welcome to Make It with Mike and Kristen.
Where creative people talk about what they make and what making it means to them.
I think making it is getting that shot in.
Yeah.
At least in that game.
We can go, why don't we go we'll make a little video off it and we'll put it in the video version of this for anyone who wants to see.
I guess. Let's get a video of Mike doing a thing he's exceptional at and I'm terrible
at. Well, you don't have to do it. You can video
I'm
me.
happy to do it. I don't care. I looked out the window one day and noticed you collecting acorns. And I thought, he's just cleaning the deck.
Well,
and
that's
then
what I started to do.
Drilling them at the...
It's just, it's getting two birds stoned at once, right? I got to pick up the...
There's got to be some other kind of pun in there with it being an actual birdhouse. Getting two birds stoned at once. And we'll think on that.
Well, that's a Trailer Park Boys reference there, too.
Getting two birds stoned at once?
Yeah.
Oh, is that originally from Trailer Park Boys?
I believe so.
I have attributed that line to you many a time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like in conversation with other people?
Yeah, like, look at this. You know what Mike says? I think it's the funniest thing on earth. And,
But, well, I think it's from there. I never watched it and saw it, but I heard someone else say it, and I think they said it was from there. But
oh, wow.
I didn't invent it either way.
That's okay.
But that was clean the acorns, then find a use for them. Why not?
Yeah.
Make fun out of a chore. That was the whole point of it.
Yeah, that's good. I think chores are actually one of the best forms of exercise. My mom always used to say that mowing the lawn, that she was getting a job done and getting exercise and getting some sunshine. So it was, multitasking.
I was looking up the Rock's workout routine, and he just mows lawns.
For real? No.
He mows lawns and takes...
is he lifting the lawnmowers?
Yeah, and takes ample amounts of steroids. So
I'm just saying it's good cardio.
Yeah.
And any kind of yard work is
any
good.
type of movement is good. That's more and more studies that come out. They say it's better to be doing multiple things throughout the day. Like get up and move for 15 minutes here and 20 minets here and an hour here than to just work out for an hour and sit in your ass all day.
Well, the Blue Zones, who's the author of that? David? Anyway, do you know what I mean by the Blue Zones?
Yeah, that came out a while ago, I believe.
Yeah, so it's like the highest concentration of centenarians in particular geographics around the globe. And there's one community in Japan who is like in the top 10 of the Blue Zones. And they attribute it to the Japanese tea ceremonies they have. So the women are getting up and down to pour their tea. Mm-hmm. And to your point, it's because they're just doing that
going.
constant movement over
Yeah.
and over and over again than being sedentary and doing like a hit workout in the morning.
And then the hit workout's still good. It
Hit
just
workout's great.
just move, people. Just move your arse.
Yeah, move your arse.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're a little off topic, but that's fine.
Yeah,
That's what we do around here.
We call them solo episodes. So there's two of them, two of us. But we don't have a guest.
This is
today.
our way of catching
Yeah.
up. I love, and we mean it when we say we come into these and we have no idea what we're going to talk about.
Well, I don't think we've ever had a plan of what we're going to talk about in an intro. This is just what comes out. This is the intro to our episode.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
And any intro we do for a person, we don't really have a plan.
Yeah. We don't plan a whole lot around this, but I like that about it.
Well, that's kind of the point. In a conversation, and there's lots of great podcasts, and we've seen some of them recorded live in front of us where they have very specific questions, very specific points that they're trying to hit.
Mm-hmm.
And if the person doesn't even answer the question the right way, they'll get them to say it again.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever, they're way more successful than us too. And there's also some of my favorite podcasts also are just exactly what we do. Just have that conversation, see where it goes, see, what one thing leads to that you might not have expected.
Mm-hmm.
And that can take you down a rabbit hole. Like you can have a whole conversation about something you never expected.
It's our style. It's our way of going about things. I know that I would be worse off having a list of things in front of me that I expected of myself to talk about or ask of someone.
Yeah. I bring up things like I have a pretty good memory for certain things, and like talking to say Huey Batherson, I didn't do any specific research on him, but I'm friends with him on Facebook, and I remembered him doing those Skeeter videos during COVID. Like I didn't research that, and it came up. I just remembered it from 5 years ago. Like, oh yeah, you had that character. What was his name? Skeeter. And then that's just how a natural conversation actually works. Like you remember something that happened in the past or an anecdote that ties in with it. And
You do have a great memory.
I have a good memory for that stuff. I'm not great at actually remembering words in songs.
Like your own songs or recalling lyrics?
More cover songs.
Okay, well, that's all right.
Which I'd like to be better
You'd like
at
to flip that skill?
Not that
from nicknames to...
I don't do that many covers, but when I'm learning a cover, I'm like, frig, this is, I don't know, you just... My mind doesn't work that way. I was listening to Mark Maron WTF interview with Jamie Lee Curtis yesterday, and they were talking about how a lot of actors have little earbuds in and are getting fed the lines.
Oh.
And in a show or movie.
Is that new?
I don't know. And a lot of them have cue cards taped around. And
soon they'll have implants that just moves their mouths and replicates their voice, and we can just sit.
Well, they definitely have the
We're
voice
on the way, huh?
replicators out there. There's AI that we could feed our voices into, and they could come up with an episode of us because we have enough episodes for it to learn from.
Great.
Yeah.
They might have a list of questions in that episode.
Maybe.
Who knows? Yeah.
So what are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about Togetherland, the gallery, and more specifically of closing the gallery. Yeah. I announced this to some extent. I didn't make like a big splash about it, but it's out there publicly that we're closing the end of October. And just thought, because I'm still having a few people ask about, can I book the space in November or what's happening next year? And so I just wanted to put it out there a little more extensively, but also to give it a little bit of the memory lane and respect that both the gallery and the patrons deserve. And so we wanted to do a little recap on our experience there and a bit of an explanation as to why we've found ourselves making this decision, I guess.
Well,
my eyes are watering. That's not because I'm crying yet. But when there's all these lights on, my eyes tend to water. People may have seen that in other episodes, me wiping my eyes. I have very, very sensitive eyes, as you know.
Pansy
I go to
eyes.
the dentist and I just bawl because they've got the lights right in there. I don't know if anybody else has this. Like they just pour tears all the time, mostly my right eye, but anyway.
Well, you want to take it back to the start and how we ended up in Togetherland?
Yeah, I've told the story here before, but we're going to, give the full history. So the gallery started with a few years back, me putting the public call out on Facebook, of course, looking for a little pop-up space that I might be able to use in the summer because I was just selling paintings from our living room. And a friend of ours, Steve Gilbert, who is a host at Cove FM, the radio station in Hubbards.
Legendary guy.
Sent me a note and said, look, I don't know if this is what you have in mind, but the United Church, to which he was the neighbor, is kind of vacant. Like they only use it once in a while for church services. Don't know if this is kind of going to work, but would you like for me to connect you with the congregation? So we said, sure enough, probably isn't what we're looking for, but you never know. And we went down and it was kind of this wave of familiarity from childhood in us going to our community churches. You know how they all have that smell and I don't know, there's just a vibe when you go to a church hall.
There's like mildew, old plastic chairs.
Old. Smells like old.
Yeah, black mold. A certain type of floor cleaner.
Very piney.
Maybe some incense.
Maybe, yeah. Just, it was that. I think everybody can kind of have that visceral feeling.
Like, even like a fire hall. Like if you go to like the fire hall dances or
yeah. But there was something about that actually felt comforting. I grew up next to our community church, and we weren't huge churchgoers, but it was actually a place that me and my friend Elizabeth would break into as kids and play on the microphone. Yeah. Like that was my church experience mostly. But
what would you say in the mic?
We would sing, and sometimes
could you sing one of the songs now?
No, I know you're really good at you often recite weird old religious songs out of nowhere.
Through him, with him, in the unity of the Holy Spirit, all honor and glory is yours, Almighty Father, forever and ever.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a Catholic thing though, right?
I don't know, I guess.
Okay. Is it a Catholic prayer that you're singing?
Just the priest would say it at some point in the...
Yeah, so we didn't know that one.
In his set, during the priest's set, he would do that.
Yeah.
But the reason, one time me and Bruce were playing a show, and we were playing with this pretty heavy band somewhere in New Brunswick, and they got up on stage and just getting everything tuned up and super loud guitars, Marshall Stacks and Gibsons. And the guy stepped to the mic, just check 1 2, check 1 2, and then he sang that song.
Oh yeah,
he was just messing around. We just weren't expecting that to come out of him. And we near shit ourselves laughing, and then so it's just a funny.
Didn't you guys do a video at St. Pierre and Miquelon and got in trouble or something for doing that?
Yeah, we found an old church, and I went on the altar and sang that.
Yeah.
And just some followers online said you're not supposed to do that, and it was an abandoned church, so I think it is different. And
well, you can sing in a Togetherland if you like one last time.
Yeah.
But anywho, we found ourselves in this place and immediately saw the potential. It was dark and dirty and smelly, as we've described, but it was close to home. It was affordable, and it felt like something that I wished were in my community growing up. That, the vision that we had of creating not just an art gallery, but a place that we could host events and workshops, and our imaginations had kind of run wild at that time. So signed the lease, and the plan was to move in the following month and open up. I believe year one was opening on my birthday, June 9th. Yeah. So it was maybe 2 or 3 days after this visit and signing the lease that the wildfires came through our community, and we were evacuated, and we packed up some of our belongings and decided that we would head to the church because it was close to home. We had a number of people very generously offer for, we could have gone to either one of our family's homes, but they are hours away. and we wanted to be close just in case something happened or
And
George was missing.
George was still here, our cat.
Yeah. So our first experience was sleeping on our air mattress in this empty hall with a home that may or may not be there for us, like at any given time. There was no internet. We couldn't even use data. Like we couldn't get online at all.
That night one, I remember the raccoon seance that happened above us.
Yeah, as if our day had not been terrifying enough.
Couldn't have been more stressed out. Like, is our house still standing? Like, the flames are getting closer and closer.
Yeah, couldn't make phone calls, couldn't get online. Yeah.
And then we try to sleep on an air mattress, and the air's out of it in like 10 seconds. And then we hear, well, it sounded like the devil was murdering an entire soccer team.
Yeah.
And
it was like a sacrifice that was happening up in the rafters of this brand new giant building, right? Like there's an old church with just a bunch of weird shit stored in it.
I wouldn't say brand new.
What did I say?
You was said brand new? Brand new building.
Well, brand new to us. Like brand new, we had no familiarity with it is what I meant by that. Like we still to this day call the basement the dungeon because it's terrifying down there. Like cobwebs, mice, spiders, all of it. Like,
well, we immediately thought it was a ghost.
Yeah,
or whatever.
Of course. Like it's very much. It's an invitation for hauntings in there, especially in the early days. Like it was a terrifying place to have to sleep overnight, and the bathrooms are downstairs, so you have to pee in the night. You're going down into the dungeon, and it was pretty rough. We were there 9 nights. So 8 or 9 nights.
Yeah, it was. And we came back. Our house was still here. We're in it right now.
Yeah, and we were able to open on June 9th as planned because we had people helping us.
So many random people we've met and never even saw again. Like, and people became friends. Like, volunteered to help in different capacities, and it came together.
Yeah, I had people drop off sweets for opening day that, I don't think I've ever seen again. They were just, welcoming me to the neighborhood. And
I remember a rival church came by.
Yes.
And they dropped off stuff for us.
Yeah, that was really sweet,
obviously
actually.
Not a rival, but like, we're the church down the way.
Yeah.
And they're like trying to recruit us to get to go there. And they dropped off like squash soup or something, and very, very nice,
very sweet.
But opening day was a big success.
Opening day was so great, and just felt really proud to have an art gallery as basic as it was at that time. I think I had a bed sheet as my tablecloth on one of my merch tables. Like we really just kind of were throwing things together with very little judgment. It just felt really exciting to have a place to hang my artwork.
Yeah.
There was a lot still to be done. Like everything had more or less, you can't transform that huge of a space while you're evacuated.
Yeah.
Like it was going to take time and money, but right away it felt special to us at least, and had a lot of people just be grateful that there was a place to go that was like that. And so we just allowed it to grow and evolve. And I can't remember if the first year we were there right until the end of December or not.
Yeah,
were we?
We were.
Yeah, okay.
Like we might have closed December 15th or something, but we had like a benefit for a Christmas concert benefit for the local food bank. And but the whole time, like as soon as we opened, the open mic started. Yeah. Then it grew pretty much every week since then, and the community was established pretty early on. Like, yes, and there's still different people coming that join that community, but the core group of people that go there every week started like right away.
Started year one. Yeah, that's true. And so we had our first year, and we were kind of experimenting with what's going to work in this place. Like, who's going to drive to Ingrimport? Yeah. We didn't have signage. Like you can't afford to do everything all at once. And so I was kind of aware that it needs this and it needs that, but you need to have some cash flow come in to make that possible. And so it wasn't until year 2 that we kind of did a redesign, and I ordered some new merch, and like we were just kind of playing with what do we want to have here. I introduced, there was weekly yoga classes, which ended up not necessarily being the best thing because we'd have to tear down the room after every single open mic every week and prep for the following day's yoga class and then set it up all over again. But that's how you learn with the business of like what's gonna fly and make sense for your time and your energy. We started bringing in food support. So Lauren Caborn, our friend, who's going to be doing the catering for your show coming up, we'll get to that. And our friend Amber also did some food for us. So the collaborations were coming in and like sharing the space.
We've had some great concerts there.
Yeah,
like,
some great concerts happen there.
Some amazing evenings. Like some that stand out, like Blanche Israel's show when she played in the actual church. Like this year, we cleaned up the church and used it just for that one concert, really, and an open mic. But the high ceilings, and it was just a beautiful moment. Candles everywhere, and she's on stage with this crazy looping cello, and
it was something moment. That I don't know if I've seen a performance like that in the world, much less in Ingrimport in a little gallery. So I was very proud to bring not only that show, but we were able to feature a lot of variety of artists. We had Tara Spencer and Hearts of Kin, Jackson Weldon.
Well, Jackson Weldon did his first ever ticketed show there.
Yeah.
And he sold his first concert, he sold 45 tickets,
which was our capacity. Like he sold out.
And then he got the tattoo for that milestone.
So his tattoo just says 45, and it's in memory of his first ticketed show that he sold out. Yeah, that was a really proud moment as well, and just being able to showcase young and up and coming artists. We had art therapy there that was free for the community. We've had a number of guest artists. We've had markets. I mentioned some workshops that we did and the yoga classes. Like there's been a great variety and a great community kind of gather there over the years. This year was the first year I would say I did more preparation before opening than ever before. So I renovated the bathrooms downstairs. We cleaned out the church and scrubbed every inch of it and vacuumed and disinfected and had plans of using this on a weekly basis. I got the driveway filled. I got signage made. I got new merchandise. Like I created new social media specific to Togetherland. This was all feedback I heard from people like, you should do this, you should do that. And I think I checked every single box. And I hired a summer student so we would have regular operating hours. We were open 5 days a week. And we offered free programming on Saturdays, Sundays, and Wednesdays for the entirety of the summer. So I really leaned into this year what I would want to see in not only my space, but in a community hub. And the story now leads to all of that coming to a close. I think we opened in June. Yeah, we opened June 1st. And we had a film made there in May. We weren't open yet, but my friend Steph Jolene came in and was filming, and that was very exciting. And then our first week in June, we did a private event, like a live podcast, and that was really amazing. So I was feeling really confident about the year and had a strong start, and I had printed like tons of posters and like all this promo, and I could tell by like June was super, super slow, and we were having a hard time getting people to come to anything. And I was kind of telling myself it's probably because the kids are still in school, and come July, like when school's out and people, like all the tourist traffic is going by because it's right on St. Margaret's Bay Road. Like there's a ton of traffic that goes by there. We've got this giant sign out here now. Things are going to pick up. And it was really just kind of this heartbreaking summer of like looking out the windows, waiting for people to come in. And poor Emmy, my summer student, like I would task her with as much work as I could, but I just expected that her job would be engaging with people and participating in events and hosting. Like I wanted to train her and teach her some of these new skills. And It wasn't even, it's weird because it was like not even this kind of like slow trickle down thing. It was like just flatlined, like just nothing worked. Nobody came to any of the things. And I had to, like, I was continually canceling things. Like I'd share an event and try to sell tickets and like nothing. And so come August, I guess, is when I started thinking about just, am I gonna, like, what should I do? I just never in a million years expected that I would find myself here. Do we close up early? I had already paid rent for August, September, and October, and had some loose programming throughout those months as well. Uh it started to really, as you know, impact my mental health to a point that, like, I can very confidently say this was probably the worst year, certainly the worst summer I've ever felt in my life. We had a lot of fun. Like, we got to spend a lot of time with friends and, do some exploration. And I was able to kind of separate and enjoy those moments. But I felt like a failure and I felt like I was letting people down. I think having left a corporate job and pursuing this new life, I wanted so badly to be like the ambassador or representative of what a different life could look like for people. It feels weird to say I wanted to be inspiring, but I wanted people to know that they deserved and got to pursue their dreams. That felt really important to me. And I felt like I was letting all of those people down because the dream I pursued, I wasn't able to fulfill the way that I wanted to or the way that I thought I would. I don't feel as much of that pressure now, having worked through a lot of those emotions and going to therapy and accepting that, everything from the economy to just, availability for people to want to leave their homes and whatever the reasons are, like, it's kind of out of my hands. So I've reached a lot of acceptance with that. But it's been a long, heartbreaking journey to see this place that we have invested so much energy into and adore so much and am so proud of, just not feel like it just didn't click or resonate in the way that it needed to be sustainable.
Well, I know it's hard to say all that, and there's a lot of emotions in exploring that verbally, and that you can, I know, feel it all come back when you're saying all that. But you did in venture, in anything in life, all that matters is you're putting your best foot forward. You're doing everything you can to find what it is you're trying to find, and you did exactly that. You Again, you said, mark, you checked off every box along the way.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't sitting back being lazy and like there's things you should have done.
Mm-hmm.
You And we've talked about this, you've actually accomplished everything you wanted to, just not on the scale of what you envisioned.
Yeah.
You built community, you had people come to events, you sold your paintings,
Mm-hmm.
you met amazing people that are friends now. Like, every aspect of what you wanted to do, you did accomplish. And again, like, we've already sold out one of the Town Heroes shows. We're going to sell out both of them before the time comes. Like, there's lots of packed events there. It's just that day to day getting people in when it's a place in the middle of nowhere is tough. That's
Mm-hmm.
the thing that we didn't know how to overcome.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the Shore Club, we kind of thought like, oh, that's a destination place. People, that's in the middle of nowhere, but people go there because it's a good destination. But they also have 70 years
Yeah.
of of history behind it, of advertising, of people bringing their crowds to it.
Yeah.
That was a model we kind of were looking at. Like, oh yeah, it's kind of in the middle of nowhere. You have to make the effort to get there. And this is kind of going to be the same as Togetherland. And not necessarily just for concerts, for everything. But it's just hard in a tough economic time. The world's basically collapsing around us. It's tough to get people out, especially art is an even harder one than music. Like I can go play a free show that whatever the city pays me a couple $1,000s for,
Yeah.
and people can go enjoy that for free. People, and you have of course free events, but you make the bulk of your income through selling big paintings. Like, it is a hard time for someone to come in and spend $2,000 on a painting
Of course.
because they're trying to figure out how to get 4 sweet potatoes, you know? So a $2,000 painting in their eyes, they might love it, but it's just not the time to do it, unfortunately.
Yeah, and I have reached understanding and acceptance of that, and I can relate to that. Nor can I buy a $2,000 painting or a $20 concert ticket some weeks. You
Yeah.
know, I know what that feels like, and I think I talked a little bit about this on a previous episode, but I feel like I'm in a different place now. But what I really struggled with this summer was not just feeling like I was losing my business. I felt like I truly entered this experience, especially this year, with a lot of confidence, a lot of myself. I invested so much of my taste into the space and the types of events that I wanted to curate, and to feel like that didn't connect with an audience at one point felt like, a failure of me, of like me as a human being and my soul, and like people don't want this, even though it's what I want. And that felt just so at odds with what I had been taught to believe, in that if you believe in yourself and if you believe in your art, then your audience will find you. I felt really alone, and like, I don't know. It wasn't so much like questioning my talent. It was more questioning just the way that I saw the world working, and that what I believed to be true no longer felt true. That if you just kind of feel with every bone in your body that this is going to work, it's going to. And so the struggle I've had for this last few months has really been reevaluating how I walk through life. And like, those existential questions are really confronting, especially when they just kind of come in a snap unexpectedly. I knew I wouldn't be at Togetherland. I wouldn't be at this converted church in Ingrimport for the rest of my life, or I didn't assume I would be or even want to be. But I certainly hadn't planned to close up shop after just a few years. I think that too was like, oh my God, like this wasn't in the plan, which we've all faced in some way in our life at some point, where life doesn't go as planned.
There's no right or wrong length of time to call a project success or
Yeah.
failure.
I know
It's
that
like,
now.
this is happened in this amount of time. There you go. Perceive it however you want to.
Yeah.
It's not a reflection of you as a person in any way. It's any show I played in the past where there's not people out, there's always a reason. Like, I remember in my writing, I have a whole section of that. Like, it's a long weekend. Another band was playing that brought the people. Like, they
Yeah.
had a pack night the night before. Like, or there's a
Yeah.
band the next night that people are going to see. It was snowing out. It was hot out. Like,
Yeah, totally.
there's always,
Totally.
you can justify anything. Like, the weather's good, so no one came. The weather's bad, so no one came,
Yes.
Like, we can always justify things. And ultimately, I think it just will put you on the path you're supposed to be. And sometimes that is diving in harder. Sometimes it's stepping away. Sometimes it's finding a completely new path.
Yeah.
For me, it's always been diving in harder. That's just how I've gone about things. I'm like, I have to learn from this because this is what I want to do. This is all I want to do. And not everyone has that mindset and that idea of way things should go. Doesn't mean it's right or wrong. It's just how I see things.
Well,
And
this was actually part of my struggle as well, is observing that being your way of life, and it's worked for you. At least that's what I would say.
yeah,
But I've also heard and believed so often that, in particular for the artist or the entrepreneur, that it is about grit and perseverance and determination. And that if you just grind yourself a little bit more, it's going to be on the other side. And so I found myself just, like killing myself over just holding on. I was latching on to this idea of it's gonna, like, something is gonna change as long as like your fingernails are just dug in a little bit longer. And when I was down to just like one finger, I thought, I just need to let this go. Like, for me and my nervous system and what is important to me for my values, I need a more solid foundation. I need a sense of security. That might be different from you or even artists I admire, but I had to kind of wave the white flag a little bit there, which was so hard for me. Like, I felt defeated. I felt like I had failed. I felt like I had given up. And that to me was like the absolute worst possible thing you could do as a human being, is to, quote, give up. I don't feel that way at all now, but I absolutely went through that series of grief and emotion and blaming myself, and I'm letting everybody down. And it was just agonizing of even making the decision to tell people I was closing. And I remember kind of like writing that online, and you coming to me that day and being like, we didn't even talk about this. Like, you didn't tell me that you were closing, like closing for good. And me kind of having this desperate like reply of, I had to do this for me. I had to make this decision for myself and by myself and have ownership over it, and it not be about the externals' expectations or pressures or disappointment even. Like, this is just the decision that I feel I have to make, as heartbreaking as it is. And I now actually feel like a lot of relief and maybe even excitement. I've been doing a lot of work with my therapist, who's amazing.
it's me.
It's, yeah, well, in part, I've got a bit of an army, but I don't pay you. But we've just been talking a lot about conditioning and how, especially in North America, we're sort of taught to work a certain way and look a certain way and push ourselves probably too hard. And we celebrate busyness, we celebrate burnout. And I have really just been trying to embrace going inward and learning about myself again at this stage of life. We're not who we used to be, but we don't really give ourselves a lot of space to recalibrate and ask ourselves those questions.
Yeah.
I've been off social media for the most part. Like, there's been a few things, and like the podcast we're promoting and still want people to know that we're here, but taking a break from the advice and opinions of others has been really soothing. I actually have had this fear of kind of going out and having this very conversation because I'm not ready for people to be like, well, what are you going to do now? And it's kind of like somebody who just had a baby, like, when's baby number 2 coming? When you're like, I just need a second. Like, I'm giving myself an exhale and figuring out what makes sense here. And this is like a totally brand new thing. So here we are in the land of the unknown, which is terrifying and like the most exhilarating, calming thing I've ever done.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah.
Just
fun.
You don't have to live your life the same way as anybody else.
Yeah.
There's no exact model for you to follow that is what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. But that's a harder thing to figure out. Like, that's much easier said than done. Like, we'll just do whatever feels good. And because we've been living in a world, it's like, I don't even know what that is anymore. there's just a lot of rules
Hmm.
and ways of life that we kind of grow up being subject to and not anything else.
I think it's part of learning to trust your intuition.
Yeah, and just
Yeah.
trust that it will be okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think your intuition can take you in the direction, like if it's a new career or a new person, like you can tell like something about your intuition. Some people have it stronger than others. You can tell, yeah, this makes me super excited, or yeah, I guess it makes sense. Like I'll
Yeah.
get money from it or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just being attuned to that and following what is truly got the rope around you, pulling you
Mm-hmm.
forward.
Mm-hmm. I'm I think I'm just being pulled to kind of exhale, and I've been doing a lot of journaling and meditating and just baking.
Yeah.
Trying to have a hobby. It's funny how of all the things we do, not a lot of them are just carefree, playful hobbies. They're all in effort to make work for
Hmm.
ourselves. We're in our 40s, and I realize not everyone has the luxury to be able just to take time off from their life. I'm sure anyone who would hear that would be like, wouldn't that be nice just to kind of get up and meditate every day? And like, I just want to acknowledge that. And I have spent an entire life thinking and feeling that. But I am choosing to use some of my savings and just take this at my own pace. It's kind of an example of if you keep repeating the same behaviors and expecting a different outcome, that's the definition of insanity, something like
Hmm.
that. And so I think it's time to try a different way and just see what my soul is telling me and what my intuition is telling me.
Well, in a lot of other parts of the world, the smartest and like the brightest minds, they're the people who become spiritual. They become
Hmm.
monks or just people who meditate all day. And
Yeah.
in our civilization, in Western civilization, the smartest and the brightest often become doctors and lawyers. Again, nothing against those professions at all, but the way our minds are wired is like go towards this career that is high level, that pays good, that it is a great job that you have to work really hard at. But there's kind of and that's the right thing for a lot of people who do it, but there's some people who feel like the expectation to do that is what's driving them towards it.
Right. It
Like,
doesn't come from desire.
yeah, like this is a desirable job, so I should try to do that.
Yeah.
And again, if you want to be a doctor or lawyer, that's amazing. Like two of the greatest
Yeah.
professions
We
in the
need both
world.
of those
Just
things.
using those as examples.
Yeah.
But again, if that's what you want to do, 100% go for it. But don't go towards something because that's what society says.
Well, this is something else you and I have been talking a lot about lately. So much so, I've even started an Excel spreadsheet about this, is that so many other cultures live their lives differently. And there's examples of things like siestas, like an afternoon nap,
Mm.
to, holiday
We
traditions
don't
or
know how
what
to
have
nap.
you. Yeah, we're not great nappers, but I love that there's an entire culture that recognizes maybe you should just take a little rest and go be with your family and eat healthy food. And this is what we value here. That doesn't exist here. And it's something I've thought about a lot, that like just because I was born here and live here doesn't mean I have to obey all of these social norms if they don't fit with me. Like
Mm-mm.
if I value having a siesta, I need to design my life in such a way
Yeah.
that that is part of the lifestyle.
And it's a lot of it's just about saying no.
Yeah.
Like we're just asked to do so much and so many things as people on planet Earth. And when you're on a particular path, you might not be able to do some of those things just because you need
Mhm.
time to yourself, or you need to eat a certain way, or not be out at a loud concert because it's bad for your ear, whatever it is.
For example.
Yeah. They're like, I've been having I've had GERD, acid reflux, heartburn, I guess the layman would say.
Mm-hmm.
But I've had GERD for years now, in and out, and I've been able to I never conquer it completely, but get to a point where it's pretty good, but then I'll fall back into patterns, not even anything bad, but like, oh, I'll eat a normal meal that 98% of the population eats, and I'll do that for a period of time, then all of a sudden it's back and it's burning, and now it's affecting my ability to sing, my career. I'm stressed before shows because I don't know if I can sing because I have acid reflux so bad and it's burning my vocal cords.
Mm-hmm.
So I have to get on the path that I know how to get on. But when a scenario comes up where friends want to go out and do something, we have reservations at this place. I'm like, oh, I can go, but I'm not drinking and I'm only eating these foods. I might be boring as fuck, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna die if I don't otherwise.
Yeah.
So
Well, I remember having this conversation with my therapist saying when I was working my corporate job, I was getting up at 4:30 in the morning so that I would have time to exercise and make my own lunch and write in my journal and feel like a semi-normal human being and get on the road so I could drive for an hour and a half to get to my office and walk in the shitty weather. And like I said, I can't put myself through that again. And I immediately was like, it's not because I'm lazy. And she's like, I know. Like, it's okay that you need to take care of yourself because I was getting these crazy ear attacks with my tinnitus and migraines and dizzy. And so much of it was rooted in not getting enough sleep and feeling stressed out. And like, I felt the need to explain that and justify it. And she's like, just don't do that then, you know? And I know that sounds really simple and maybe not accessible to everyone, but I'm realizing how simple kind of the right or easiest way is, at least for me, in that just don't look for that thing that's going to make you feel that way. It doesn't have to be that or an art gallery. Like there will be some type of in the middle, I guess. And I'm not like pumping out resumes, but I'm open to whatever opportunity may be next. I would like to work remotely so that I'm not going back to all of those challenges that made me feel sick and lousy before.
to all our listeners who run remote businesses out there,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm
you
not
never
not
know.
saying that. So
You never know what will happen. And
yeah,
that's
we're just kind of open, and I think you and I both are reevaluating our values and our lifestyle and what's important to us. And
yeah.
that's not to say, I know we've often talked about money not being important, and it's certainly not our driving force, but I now have the experience to say, no, it's important to me to feel stable. I have not enjoyed the roller coaster of the life of an artist that a lot of folks are okay with, you know? They're like, yeah, that's just part of it. And I'm like, cool. Like, when do you get used to this? I just never have. I've never had my nervous system be chill like
Yeah.
yours and lots of people. And I think it was Richie Wilcox, who we had on the podcast recently, said something like, you know, as long as you get to do what you like to do, then who cares really the way that you go about it? Like, if that means having a part time job so that you don't feel like you're having a panic attack every time your mortgage comes out, then just do that. That doesn't mean you're not an artist anymore. And like some people have said, knowing the gallery's closing, like, you know, are you still going to make art or like, yeah, who are you now kind of thing? And like, well, you're always going to be an artist just because I'm not in that building.
It's
Yeah.
a physical space. Like,
yeah.
doesn't change anything about you.
Yeah. So it's been a lot of reflection. And I'll say this is going to be a little bit cryptic, and part of it is because I'm not at liberty to share the whole story, but we don't know the future of the building either. I'll just leave it at that. Has also been part of this decision making.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been playing with a lot of matches and stuff lately, so
Don't say that. My God. That's like a bad omen or something. All the fires
no,
too.
it's just a joke.
Oh, take backsies on that.
Just a joke.
Yeah. Well, we don't know 100% what's next, but I think it has also taught me to stay in the present, which is an excellent takeaway from all of this is like right now, today, here, I am good. I'm with you and I have my nice tea
Look
and
at us go.
I'm making art in this moment. So it's all good.
And we have 2 final shows on the last 2 nights. October 24th and 25th will be the last 2 nighs.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm playing.
They're going to be
My
some
band.
bangers.
Saturday just sold out yesterday.
I feel like by the time this episode's out, Friday will be sold out as well. But
potentially,
if
not, check in on tickets for the Friday, folks.
Mm-hmm.
Friday's going a little slower, but yeah, it will definitely sell out by show time.
And I have every single painting, piece of merchandise, furniture, everything that is in that space is on sale right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like 50 to 80% off are my paintings. And I've got, the futons and shelving. Like if anybody needs anything and they've been in the gallery and are curious, let me know because we're getting rid of it. I don't want to bring it all home. I mean, I'm not giving it away because I have respect for what I've made, but we're looking to get some income and empty the space and, move on with whatever the next chapter has in store for us.
And we'll figure it out when it comes.
Mm-hmm.
One day at a time, one moment at a time.
Yeah. And just, thanks to everybody who's been there for me this summer. I went through like at least a solid month of really being kind of introverted and not staying in touch with my friends and family the way I typically would. And I'm grateful for everyone who's just understood that about me, either having been there themselves or just recognizing that this was a hard time. And I'm starting to feel lighter and know that the universe, which I have changed to YOU universe.
I get
it?
Yeah.
So that it's more of like my own heart, my own soul. I know the universe has my back.
Did you invent that?
No, I saw it on a meditation and I was like that. I was looking for a new word for universe. And then I saw that and I'm like, that feels good. So I'm gonna use that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Well, I'm proud of everything that happened there, everything you did there, and the good times we've had, the people we've met. Like, just think of all the people.
Some of my closest friends in my life are a result of meeting them at Togetherland. Jen and Johnny, like we spent all summer with them and met them just walking through the doors, and our friends who come to every open mic.
Yeah.
And we hope to stay in each other's lives, and
we got open mics till the end too. So
yeah. We're open on Wednesday still for open mic from 7 until 9, and then we have there's a couple gallery rentals in there, and if anybody wants to come just look at stuff, we have a new guest artist coming all the way from Ontario for October. Angela Lavender is her name. She's going to be doing a live painting at one of the open mics. I think the last week in September or the first week in October. I'll post all this, but there's still activity down there. It's a little hard because I feel like I kind of have one foot out the door. So like emotionally, it's a little bit weird to still be in this place that you've been intentionally trying to grieve and heal from and like move past. And yet I physically still have to go there and be running a business. Like that part's still a little bit tricky, but when all is said and done, I am grateful for the friendships that we've made more than anything. Like the community we've built is my proudest takeaway, hands down.
Oh, definitely. And that will last forever. That will take us to places we don't expect.
Yeah.
It already has.
Yeah. Well, thank you for just being patient with me this season and being in the gallery and understanding and encouraging me and seeing a future that maybe there were moments that I couldn't see for myself.
We got this together.
Yeah. Better together. Yeah. Well, that's it for now, I guess. That's my current state. And if you can get out to Togetherland one last time, we've got another few weeks to go, and we'll keep you posted at some point on what the next chapter is.
Okay, buds. Thanks so much for tuning in, and come out to some of the last events there if you're listening now, and if it's the future, It was an awesome space.
Cheers. Make It with Mike and Kristen is recorded and produced by Michael S. Ryan at Hot Jupiter Sounds.
Intro and outro music by me as well.
Cover art by Emily Rankin at Take Note Graphic Design and photography by Candace Moore.
If you cool cats want to help us out, the best way to spread the word is by telling a friend about us. Tell your mom, tell all your buds. Word of mouth is still the best way to reach people. It's free for you and helps us immensely. And if you're into it, you can like and subscribe and all that stuff too.
Another way to support us is through our Patreon. We have a number of super fun tiers and perks like bonus content, handwritten postcards, creative coaching, and so much more. Find us at patreon.com/Mike and Kristen.
For the makers, the dreamers, and the figuring it outers, have fun trying to make it out there, friends.